So my name is Nick Weinstock with BOTL Farm in Ashford, Connecticut. It's the northeast corner of Connecticut, the Quiet Valley, the Quiet Corner. The business was established itself in 2015. We got the business registered and the name going. We didn't buy this property until end of 2016. Farming is a 12 plus month a year operation, especially with livestock. So I'm farming every day, all day long, all season long, all year long. There is no time off with livestock. We're on 41 acres in total. I'm using about 20 acres of it. We're split by the Mount Hope down the middle of the property. So I've got roughly 20 acres on this side of the property and 20 acres on the other side, and I'm utilizing the full 20. I basically work full-time on the farm by myself. My wife does work from home. So if I do need a hand for something, an emergency, I can try to pry her away from her day job. But it's mainly just me. Our whole farm is animal welfare approved, and our ruminants are certified grass-fed, all by Our Greener World. And we focus on soy-free, corn-free, non-GMO for all of our products, focusing on livestock, in particular pigs, pasture-based pork, grass-fed, grass-finished lamb and goats, usually finishing them out in the fall, so they're seasonal. And we do laying hens for our pasture-based eggs. Raise a little bit of honeybees, so we have some honey, we have some wax from that, and then we do all sorts of value-added products with all of those. So we'll take the pork products that aren't selling it and turn it into bone broth. We'll also take the fat that's not selling and turn it into lard or candles. We'll take the wool from our sheep and we'll turn it into socks, or take their pelts once they're done, once we harvest them, and turn them into sheepskins for blankets and whatnot. So we try to add as much value as we can to all the products. On top of that, we're bringing in a very fancy organic certified feed from Virginia because we couldn't find feed mills locally. So we are a feed reseller of that product, which is supplying the need of local people up here. We wanted it, we brought it in specifically for us, and we found that other people wanted it too. So we're meeting the need of about 30 other smaller farms or backyard farmers who want the feed. Having the animals out on pasture versus in a barn, there's so many advantages that are well above and beyond the scope of this project, but it's just extremely beneficial to the animals themselves, having living out their more natural life of being free to do what they want on pasture and eating grass and foraging, along with extremely positive results for the land. We're not impacting the land in the long term. We're actually recovering pretty poor soils with our animals back to a productive soil base and a productive land base. Yeah, our sales outlets are currently from farm. We sell everything by appointment from farm. Pretty much if I'm around farm, I can make an appointment for it and have people show up here. That's my ideal sales. We also do 3 farmers markets, one in Tolland, one in Sturbridge, and then we partner up with a vegetable farm and do an on-farm sales at their farm in Putnam. The benefits of the market is really just having so many customers or potential customers come past your booth in a very concentrated period of time. Trying to advertise online or advertise to people driving by is just not the same as having people standing in front of you where you could actually talk to the potential customer in the end. The markets really give you that advantage of getting customers in front of you to talk to. What got us into making this a business, I think, was just the natural progression from looking to buy the highest quality meat we could to looking to raise it for our own consumption. And then at that point, having to spend enough time on farm to raise the quality product that we wanted for ourselves really dictated that I start leaving my previous job and come to do it more full time, so I can spend more time building the infrastructure and building animal handling and whatnot. So it almost naturally led into, I need to leave my job, so I might as well turn this into a farming venture, a business venture. We're first generation farmers. I've got a background in construction project management, working in commercial office space. My wife has a background in theoretical chemical physics as a research scientist, so she's still working mostly in that field. And I quit my job about 4 or 5 years ago to do full-time on the farm. So with that background, we just look at projects differently, look at farming differently than your traditional farmer has and always will look at it. I look at projects and say, okay, this is how we should build a fence, or this is how industry says we build a fence. And I come at it from the construction end of things, saying, this isn't how we do it in construction. Why are we doing it in farming this way? There's got to be a better solution to doing this. So I came up with a unique fence system. Same thing with shelter designs. They use portable plastic shelters that blow over in wind and repairing tents all the time. We could build that out of wood and do it once. I don't want to spend my time rebuilding infrastructure, doing it multiple times. So coming at farming and the business from an outside point of view and not having that background knowledge really gave us a unique look at farming. Coming at it from my wife's end of things with the science background, we farm and do the whole business by the numbers. So we collect data on absolutely everything. If we can get a number on it, we record it, and we record it as frequently as we possibly can. And with that, we can continue to build the business and crunch data. And was that worth doing how we did? Well, we actually have the data to go back and look and say, yes, it was, or no, it wasn't. Having all those numbers and being able to look at that and crunch those numbers is a huge thing that we look at and spend a lot of time on doing, but at least we can have data to prove what our pricing is or why our practices are better or worse with these certain changes. Biggest challenge has just been more recently, now that the farm is a bit more established, is finding the balance of supply and demand. For the first few years, we always had excess amount of product in freezers that we couldn't move, or luckily it's a frozen product, so we have a little bit more time with not moving product, but building that customer base was slow. Finding the very specific customers who want really high quality food and who can afford it and willing to spend the money on it was challenging and difficult. And then we got to a point where that caught on quicker than we could expect to, and we were sold out of product. Last year we were sold out of all of our meat by August, so I couldn't really finish markets with anything reasonable. And with pasture-based meat, it's really hard to just say, okay, I can plant another row of crops and in a month I'll have more vegetables to plan. I've got to be a year out before I can get a new sow to full weight, to have a litter, and to have meat on the ground again is a full year, and I'm a year and a half before I'm actually harvesting. So it's a very slow feedback loop to find that balance, and you don't want to grow too fast too quickly, or you'll have product that isn't moving and you've got to pay to store the product somewhere. You should try a new business, and people will come out, people will pay money. You need to educate people about the product. If they're not educated, they're not gonna pay the money, but step up there and don't be afraid to talk to people. And as the people are walking past you at the farmer's market, ask them why they're walking past. Be bold and stand out and stop them and question them how their day is. And let them look at the signs and laugh about something on the signs and make that a conversation starter. People will actually pay money for a really high quality product in the end. It's just educating them and getting that knowledge out there. Most people will just walk by your stand if you're not talking to them and engaging them. But there is the customer base out there for more businesses like ours to thrive. There's plenty of space, be it in meat or in vegetables or any other farming. There's place for more of us. So come on in.